Welcome to this explainer on the AI ROI mandate. I want you to picture the fast-paced montage of news headlines we've all been bombarded with recently, constantly screaming about the latest and greatest AI breakthroughs. Now, I want you to imagine a giant, stark red Project Terminated stamp coming down hard right over the top of them. Because the truth is, the era of AI playtime, it's officially dead. Corporate boards of directors, they're no longer interested in funding these innovative little chatbot prototypes just for the sake of having them. No way. Today, they are demanding to see a measurable line item right there on the balance sheet. So here's the massive reality check that's happening in boardrooms globally as we speak. If your AI strategy doesn't have a clear path to profit, it's not a strategy, it's a liability. The hype cycle is completely over, and executives do not care about the abstract magic of large language models anymore. They care about hard, tangible profits. You literally have to prove that what you are building actually impacts the bottom line, or guess what? Your budget is getting cut. All right, let's dive into Section 1, the AI compute wall, cost versus output.
Okay, so we're looking at a brutal comparison right now. High compute costs up against generic output. Companies everywhere are slamming headfirst into what we call the compute wall. Maintaining cloud infrastructure and running these constant AI experiments, it is incredibly expensive. We are talking about massive data centers and absolutely exorbitant cloud fees. And right now, those astronomical costs are aggressively outstripping the actual business value being generated by, basic text snippets and generic output. It's just not adding up.
Which brings us to a bit of a tough love message that you really need to take away from this explainer. We are transitioning from a world totally focused on what AI can do to what AI must earn. Strategic excitement has been completely replaced by operational accountability. Why? Well, because generic AI implementations often actually increase the need for manual oversight. Let's be honest, if your team is spending an hour tweaking prompts just to get a 3-sentence email drafted, you aren't saving money. You're just micromanaging a robot. Moving right along to Section 2, the AI Profit Framework. Path to profitability. So how do we actually pivot out of this mess? It takes a highly structured framework. Picture a pyramid. At the base, we have cost optimization. Then, as we move up, we hit process transformation. And finally, right up at the peak, we reach predictive revenue. This framework right here is your roadmap to scaling resources strictly based on actual demand, ensuring that every single dollar spent on AI is a dollar actively working to bring more revenue back into your business. Let's break down Phase 1. To optimize compute costs, you have got to stop over-provisioning your infrastructure. The absolute key here is leveraging the pay-as-you-go cloud model. Specifically, you should be utilizing serverless computing or function as a service, which most people just call FaaS. This basically means your code only runs in response to a specific event or trigger. You completely 100% eliminate the financial waste of maintaining idle physical servers when no one is even using them. Moving up to Phase 2, process transformation, we need to move way beyond simple text generation and embrace operational maturity through robotic process automation, or RPA. Think about really high-stakes fields like finance or manufacturing. By integrating AI deeply with RPA, a company transitions from workflows that are just kind of AI-assisted to workflows that are fundamentally AI-autonomous. This means the system streamlines routine tasks, drastically reduces downtime, and automatically minimizes human error rates. It's a game changer. And finally, Phase 3 focuses on predictive revenue through the edge advantage. So edge computing involves shifting your data processing away from some distant central cloud and moving it directly onto the local device. This is absolutely critical for industrial Internet of Things applications and smart manufacturing, where you need real-time on-device decision-making. By eliminating latency and bandwidth costs, you save serious money. Because look, in an automated factory, every single millisecond of delay costs you hard cash. Let's jump to Section 3, the performance stack, tools for execution. Now, what's really interesting is how we ground this entire framework in reality. For workflow automation, by connecting disparate apps using tools like Zapier or Trello, you automate that repetitive data syncing, creating a massive force multiplier effect for small teams. Moving over to content economics, tools like Jasper and Descript can scale your output exponentially. And finally, enterprise efficiency tools like Microsoft Copilot literally free up your talent. Actually, let's explore those last two a bit closer, because they are huge. Focus on content economics for a second. This comparison basically tells the whole story. On one hand, you have the old, traditional model of hiring a progressively larger creative team just to scale your media production. Expensive, right? On the other hand, you have AI tools instantly repurposing one single long-form asset into dozens of high-quality clips and posts across multiple channels. This is exactly how you decouple your company's growth from its physical headcount. And for enterprise efficiency, think about deploying a tool like Microsoft Copilot across your existing 365 stack. It automates your data analysis in Excel, it generates your slides in PowerPoint. But the true business impact here isn't just about saving time. It's about freeing your most expensive talent to focus on high-level strategic decisions rather than administrative formatting. You are literally multiplying the brainpower of your best people. Which brings us to Section 4, the automation paradox. Navigating AI pitfalls. All right, here's the giant warning sign you absolutely cannot ignore. The automation paradox happens when poorly designed AI systems ironically require more human babysitting than the manual tasks they were actually meant to replace. That is your hidden labor, and it's a silent killer. Furthermore, algorithmic bias, think about a flawed recruitment AI, and security breaches, those can lead to catastrophic legal and reputational costs. If a bad algorithm starts making decisions for your company, the liability falls entirely on you. So, how do you actually protect yourself? Well, you must impartially verify that your cloud providers meet strict established compliance standards, such as GDPR in Europe or SOC 2. Remember, the cloud operates on a shared responsibility model. You cannot just assume your data is totally safe because it's in the cloud. You have got to ensure your AI-first transition doesn't accidentally become a massive regulatory nightmare. Let's wrap this up with Section 5, the Executive Action Plan. Start executing. So, the absolute crucial point here is the 90-day rule. If an AI tool in your current tech stack does not demonstrably reduce costs or increase output within 90 days, you must kill it. Seriously, no more endless pilot programs. If it doesn't earn its keep in 3 months, it's a liability and it has to go. To quickly summarize our action plan. First, prioritize measurable ROI with that strict 90-day rule we just talked about. Second, optimize your infrastructure stack by transitioning to serverless and edge computing so that your massive compute costs don't eat your profit margins alive. And third, execute for scale. Use AI agents and automation to completely decouple your company's financial growth from its physical headcount. I want to leave you with a provocative challenge to think about. What manual process will you automate today? I strongly urge you to perform a cost-to-output audit on every single AI tool you are currently using. Find one draining, manual task that is eating up your team's valuable time and replace it immediately with a high-impact automated workflow. The era of playing with AI is over, folks. The future belongs to the profitable. Thanks for tuning in.